Here we go.
All right, MMA Maniacs, it's time once again for your weekly MMA podcast called Split Decision, brought to you from the SinCal Studios. Bueller, Dodge, and Dennis ready to break you off some MMA news. Lots of stuff going down this week, and of course, we got fight cards to look forward to this weekend. Fight cards from last week as well. But before we get into that, obviously, we have a guest in the studio. Gene from Team VooDoo is joining us once again.
And his mustache.
His mustache gets its own microphone. You just can't see it. It's hidden.
Dude, yeah. He showed up, and then Dial Ride showed up, and then doors opened, and then out walked Gene's mustache.
Let's have some fucking respect.
Does it claim? I want to know. Do you claim it, or does it claim you on its taxes?
I just write it off.
I swear to God, there's a video game character in like Tekken or something that has a mustache that attacks you, and I think
There it is. Right? I'm still getting
Based
the
on Gene?
residuals.
Yeah.
He's like, damn it.
was made after Gene.
And I don't even know why I came in now.
I know why you came in, because you got a fighter fighting this weekend in WarFC going down to the Modesto Center Plaza.
Centre. Centre Plaza.
Centre
Yes, I
Plaza.
do.
It's happening tomorrow night. Tickets are sold out online. Well, they're done being sold online, and they're being sold at the door as well.
So, Josh, if you need to pick them up, you got to go at the door now.
Oh, wait. What? Oh, at the door. Okay.
You can pick
At the
them up.
door. At the door.
Be there, because there ain't nothing else to do in Modesto.
So first off, you already had a fighter fight last week, right?
Right. Last week, I had my fighter from Mongolia come all the way out, and we fought at the Eight Limbs promotion in San
fought
Jose.
him?
No, I brought him. I flew him all the way out here, and he won. Did really quite well. You can see that fight on Facebook, and then this
Yeah, we
weekend,
put the link up on our site already.
Yeah, it was
What's his name?
Yeah.
Augie. We call him Augie.
Augie for short. Augie the world beater.
Ogtong Batar.
Oh yeah, he's popular. I think the video's already over 30,000 views.
Nice.
And it was when they showed it in Mongolia, it picked up 3 million pay-per-view views.
Oh really?
This fight alone, just
Said like 34 cents.
Probably less than that. But, I mean, it was hilarious because he's just such a nice guy, and he was thanking me for his check, which was very minimal as it was. And I said, "Well, I'm glad you're happy with that. Next time it'll be better." He goes, "Well, I covered 4 months of rent."
Nice.
And I
Nice.
was like, wow, this guy works cheap. No, but it was a great fight. And then this weekend we got the War card, which is going to be fantastic. Got my fighter on there, Ron Monahan, the beast, is going to be tearing it up.
Ron.
What weight class is he at?
Really heavy.
Really heavy.
Yeah.
Cruiser. He's going. So it's their cruiserweight,
That's
right?
what, 265?
No.
No.
He's
235
235.
235 to 265, right?
Right. Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, he's going to be like
And then does it go
235,
super heavy over that or something like that?
Super heavy's past 265.
Is
yeah.
it? I don't know.
Yeah.
Correct. So it should be really great.
Four divisions that have a super heavy. It's 265. I think it tops out at 315.
So wait, so he's in Rich's weight class then?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna have them fight in the studio one of these days?
Sure, I think
All right.
we could do that.
That would be-
when we're
that would
done here,
literally
I'm gonna have
be a
him come
war.
over.
We wouldn't have a studio left.
Yeah.
Well, we wanted to take out this wall anyway, didn't we?
Yeah.
Maybe just a grapple match.
Yeah. It would be like Rampage,
Can I throw
which
some-
is coming out in theaters near you.
Can I throw some baby oil out there too or something?
Whoa.
I mean, if you want to.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I was thinking jelly, but whatever, dude. Jelly
Better
or syrup?
because it's edible. Yeah.
And I'm sure all you guys are going to be there, right?
course.
Those of
I
you-
will- yes,
those
I
of you
will
who
be.
Have,
I
Absolutely.
will be there.
anyways.
Yeah, those of you who got tickets.
I will be right there.
Yeah. Whoever got tickets.
Josh will be there watching people go in.
Can you give me the results when you come out?
Yeah.
So that's tomorrow night in Modesto at the Modesto Center Plaza. If you have,
Century.
if you happen to be in the area, want to catch some mixed martial arts, WarFC going down here.
Yeah, definitely be there.
All right, get out
I'd
of
like
here.
to thank you guys very much for having me here. I appreciate it. I'm leaving now.
Gotta go.
Yeah, the dispensary closes at 4.
We'll pick up your dispensary accessories next door.
He's got
Yeah.
SinCal Glass.
it's in Cal Glass. Right there. And then go get your edibles. All right, man. Moving on from there, jumping into some news from my MMA
Hey, just
news.
between me and you, I think he already hit the dispensary.
He is a dispensary.
That's what I'm just saying.
He hides it in his mustache.
I should have given him one of these cool power pills from Fight Labs.
From Fight Labs.
Then he could have hit more dispensaries. I guess.
Be super fast. He's just like,
What'd you do?
I'm never getting tired because this stuff's great.
Yeah.
Questions?
He'd
No
make it
questions?
there by 4, no problem.
No problem.
Michael Bisping, what's up?
Do those provide preposterone?
Preposterone. It's preposterous amount of testosterone.
If you take 4, you'll be hard for 8 hours. Michael Bisping replacing Anderson Silva against Kevin Gastelum in Shanghai.
Yeah, Anderson Silva, remember we talked about last week, had failed his drug test. He was immediately pulled from the Shanghai card. They were trying to figure out what they were going to do to salvage it. So we go from this poster to this poster,
All
which I
right.
also couldn't find the English version of. So I like that it goes from English with Kevin Gastelum and Anderson Silva to boom, Chinese. Anyway, yeah. So Michael Bisping,
Christ, man.
quick turnaround, basically becoming still a company man, taking the short notice fight.
You know why?
For the love of money.
A lot of people online were surprised that he wasn't on concussion protocol from his fight with GSP.
He was on concussion protocol.
Yeah, he was,
he?
and
Okay.
they
It just doesn't mean shit.
they do have, obviously we talked about this before, 3, 6, 8,
It's
10
like
months
the rules on
suspensions.
whose line
Yeah.
whose line is it anyway?
Yeah.
The rules and points
Don't matter.
Don't matter.
don't mean shit.
Don't matter
So as long
anyway.
as he goes and sees a doctor and they clear him, he can come back and fight.
Okay.
As long as
As long as he slides him a couple $100.
yeah, Anderson Silva, he
Fill
first
the Scantron out.
posted
It's just like getting a dispensary card.
a thing on his Instagram and Twitter. It said, obviously, I think everything is a part of the process of evolution. With each passing day, I can learn more about who I am. I'm here to thank all my fans, especially my coaches, contributions in the long journey. I can't express my feelings of how sad I am because we all invest love, passion, time in this camp. I don't know exactly what the plans of God for me. But anyway, I can only thank him and all of you. For the love and affection, nothing is more gratifying at the moment than having you by my side. I will not give up, much less stop doing what I love. Not because of fame or money, but because I love to fight. So no matter what happens from now on, nothing changes. My plans are the same. Nothing has changed. Big kiss to everyone. See you soon, Anderson Silva. And a lot of people went to this and was like, he didn't admit whether he actually took anything or did not.
Well, he said he's
He
trying
didn't say
he's normal.
He didn't say he took anything
He said he's trying to find out who he is. He's a person who pops constantly on tests.
or didn't. And then
Look at his big feet hands.
he releases another statement. This was yesterday that said, "Thank you so much for all the support you have showed me over the past week. This means a lot to both me and my family. I just want to keep you updated on what's going on. My medical team is working very closely with USADA to find out the reason for my suspension from UFC Shanghai. Hopefully we will get more news very soon. I have been fighting for the past 20 years and always try to be an example to the fans and to my sport. Again, I want to thank all of you for your support and hope to see you soon for my next fight." So Anderson Silva now busted twice for something. Do you feel like this completely tarnishes his legacy? Is he an asterisk now?
How many? So who else do we have that's been busted twice, if not 3 times?
John Jones?
John Jones.
Well, I mean, that's still fought.
Shirk.
Sean Shirk disappeared, but Barnett,
Barnett, okay,
3
that's
times at least.
Barnett.
And this last time he just disappeared and went to pro wrestling.
Right.
Could be suspended. We don't know. We talked about that last week.
Brock
Yeah, he
Lesnar.
said he
Brock
don't even know
Lesnar?
where he's at.
Hey, Brock Lesnar will be back
Right.
once the money's right.
Once the money's right, yeah. So I don't know. Do you feel like this is a tarnished legacy that he's now like? Do you question his previous accomplishments, or do you just say maybe now?
I don't question his. The last time that he popped, was it also for boner pills or was it for something else?
The first time he popped was for an anabolic steroid. He claimed it was boner pills.
Right.
He took the suspension as a.
Yeah.
Again, I think it's the whatever, but anybody else is claiming at the time kind of thing. He's like, oh, I had tainted meat. Me too. I had
tainted meat.
It was dick pills. I too had dick pills.
I'm pregnant.
I think he was the first. I think he was the first one to use the dick pills, and then John Jones after that was like, "Fucking Anderson Silva can get away with it." I had dick pills too.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate, but really, I think the tarnishing of his legacy came when he snapped his shin.
Ugh.
You know,
Yeah.
He was definitely the GOAT up until then, but then when
The
he
feet, hand bone connected to no bone.
no bone. When he turned into fucking rubber band man, you know, and then after that, not only did he lose twice to the same person, he also popped twice now. So, I mean, he was still the GOAT for a long time.
Yeah.
But his time has passed, and if we find out that he took this on purpose because he needed supplements, then that's a bigger issue.
I mean, Chael Sonnen's did the same thing. He's been busted twice, right? And again, I think it's towards the end of his career. So I think, do you think a lot of these guys seem to be like trying to hold on? Like they were really great or they were really good, and then they noticed them start to decline, so they're like, whatever's going to keep me in the
That's
game.
entirely possible. Absolutely.
It's sad if they did that because it seems to me like you'd rather decline than take the risk of this happening.
It depends.
Because really, what's worse, to lose or to be shunned like this?
Yeah, but at the time, if you're not losing and you feel like you're going to because your ability is going down, you're trying to look for any way out of that as you can.
Yeah, but like now, okay, if you just lost, then they're like, well, he started losing because he got old, he got slowed down. But now, like Bisping's saying about him, he's tarnished his whole career. Because what if This is how he's been doing it the whole time.
And now he's
And
just
he
getting
just got
caught.
caught.
And now he's
Yeah.
just getting caught.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Again, we're not in their shoes, and it's not in our position.
But
you know?
when you take it, you don't think you're going to get caught. So you're
Sure.
not worried about tarnishing your legacy
Yeah.
because that's not what you expect to happen.
Yeah, when I played a sport, I took everything available. I did. I'm not gonna lie.
And it's got to suck too in Hollywood with everybody and their mother on HGH.
Right,
You know?
right, and I'm like even the androstenedione. I mean, it wasn't considered bad. A lot of us were taking the androstenedione, and then they're like, "Dude, that's just another form of steroids." And you're
Oh.
like, "No,
It's another steen.
Was it? It's one of the Steens. It's got to be good, right?
yeah."
Another fight that could or could not be announced yet. We do not know. We have Nate Diaz against Tyrone Woodley.
A lot of speculation here. They
Lot of
both
speculation.
started camps already.
Yeah, well, allegedly.
That's right. It's speculation that they both started camps already, and
I
that
don't
they
think so.
that they might headline 219 because they did announce, which I'm sure we'll get to, another fight from 219.
Yes, that's
but
coming
they
up.
didn't say that was the headliner.
It's not the headliner. According to, I have that actually screen grab from the official UFC website. We'll get to that here in a quick minute. Woodley says, if Nate wants to go at 219, I am ready. He says, I think that he's scared and he won't be taking the fight. Nate's Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu coach and strength and conditioning coach put up this Instagram, and it was with with an image that basically said that we're in a fight camp. We're starting a fight camp. We are live. Team Diaz stock fighter camp. This whole thing, and then immediately deleted this. And
Really?
basically, everyone was saying, "Well, does that mean he's in a fight camp and he wasn't supposed to announce it yet?"
Right, and not only that, but Woodley's also come out and called him a bitch for not signing the papers. Right?
Correct. He said, that he's acting scared for not signing the paperwork.
Don't be scared, homie.
I don't think the Diaz boys are scared of fucking anything.
No,
dude.
he's
Like,
already-
at
He just
all.
wants his money.
He just wants his money.
He wants his money.
If this does come to fruition, they've already have a betting line going on this, and it's negative 260 Tyron Woodley plus 200 Nate Diaz. So Tyron Woodley is the favorite in that
Of course he is.
It's odd, but it's a bad. Honestly, I think it's a bad matchup for Diaz anyway.
Yeah, I mean, because even if he does try to attack Woodley, he'll be playing kind of into the hand that Woodley wants. And if not, then Woodley's just going to try to point him out.
And we've seen Nick get in boxing matches and come away relatively unscathed, but we've seen Nate get into boxing matches and get rocked pretty hard.
Yeah. Well, we know he could take Woodley's power.
I think he could take Woodley's power. I think the wrestling
Would it
is
be
what he would
pretty?
have to.
Probably not.
He'd be fine on the ground. The problem with
Grappling, yes. I'm talking about the wrestling.
Yeah, the problem with Nate in this fight is that we've seen him. I think we've even seen him lose by TKO, or we haven't seen Nate lose that way, with the exception of that one time in
Punches,
Strikeforce.
yeah.
He lost to,
TKO to punches, right?
He lost to
Kicks and punches.
What's
punches
his name?
and bunches.
It would probably be more interesting than the
Jake.
last Woodley fight, though, right?
No,
what's the
there's
one?
not going to be any Woodley
Thompson.
fight that's interesting.
Josh Thompson.
over in Strikeforce, right?
Yes, he beat Nate Diaz. Nate Diaz.
Would you
Nate
agree
or
with
Nick?
that? I mean, are we ever going to see another interesting Woodley fight?
Possibly. He's not a boring fighter. I mean, if you fight
Not in the beginning, but
Nate.
in the last
It was definitely Nate.
3 or
Josh
4
Thompson beat
fights,
Nate.
he's really
TKO. That was
TKO.
the first time I believe he got TKO'd. Yeah,
Like,
everything else has been submission.
I
Has
get
been
the
decisions.
strategy.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
just
but
not fun
Nick,
to watch.
right.
Nick, the only TKO he got was when he got his eyebrow cut open over there in Strikeforce.
Let's go to the Google or Wiki or some.
It's way down.
Yeah, I'm just looking to see if there's anything. Yeah, that was the only time. So both of them have only been stopped
Damn.
one time.
But I think that the one
no,
here,
Jeremy Jackson back in
Way back in
his
the day.
first fight or fourth fight.
Was that King of the Cage?
That was a long time ago.
Wow.
yeah. So yeah, my concern here, because the one that I'm talking about with Nick is because of the scar tissue. That's before he got it shaved down.
Correct.
And he got his eyebrow
he
split up
has
in
not
the fight,
lost.
and it was a TKO because of doctor stoppage.
Correct.
Nate, on the other hand, we've seen get on the bad end of some hands.
Yep.
And if he stands with Tyrone Woodley, I think that we're going to see that again. And if he goes to the ground, he likes to fight off his back with wrestlers. Again, really bad against Tyrone Woodley. So
Do you
while
think Tyrone Woodley's ground and pound will be able to stifle Nate's Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu?
No.
but he
but-
fights off his back is the problem.
Right.
So
Tries to win points off of his back, which really, for guys being on their back, it's extremely hard to
Yep.
win points. The only guy that I think successfully did it and actually won the bout that I can remember was Boss Rutan up against Kevin Randleman. He was landing a lot of elbows and a lot of strikes
Yeah.
from his back and actually won. But that's a long time ago.
he wants to get that triangle again where he gets to flip off everybody. And he works for it every time, you know.
Yeah, he did that against Kurt Pellegrino, Batman. Yeah, that was great.
So we'll see if this fight actually does get signed. And regardless, we love watching the Diaz boys fight, so
Yeah.
hopefully we do see them soon. Moving on from there, we do have a match that was officially announced for UFC 219, and it is a championship match.
It is a championship match, and we've been talking about this now for what, like a month?
Yep.
Cyborg's been pushing for this hot fight. Holly Holmes Camps basically said she was looking for a dollar amount.
Love of money.
We've had coaches say that the fight is dead. We've had say that the negotiations are going on. It's gone back and forth. The UFC finally announced it. It is the co-main event for UFC 219. They have not announced, as we have here, this is directly a screen grab from UFC.com. They have not announced the main event.
Interesting.
So it's very, very interesting. Do you think a title fight will go above this title fight, or do you think it just might be another two big name fight? Like,
No.
don't you think the champion should be?
Yeah, I think that it's going to have to be a championship fight.
Okay.
What if they move Nurmagomedov around and have him fight Ferguson, and then that's your title fight?
And they're just letting Edson Barboza sit there and just kind of hope.
Well, he was just kind of swept into
hope
this
that
whole
doesn't
deal
happen.
anyway. I mean, I like Edson Barboza, but I mean, I don't know how all
they're
of a
just
sudden...
that would be possible. They're just waiting to make sure Khabib is not hurt 30 days out, and then they'll announce it.
And that he's within 85% of his weight, right?
He's supposed to be at 188 right now, according to his camp.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Damn, Joey, you've actually been on the MMA this week.
I have.
But he has not
him
yet
out.
left the tiramisu buffet, so we don't know if he's going to be going up or down. There's a lot of tiramisu to be eaten between now
that
and,
is the
and fight
problem.
day.
He could be good. He could be on point, but if he walks by a bakery,
Yeah.
shit's over.
It's over. It's done.
Hey, but that's true for everybody.
Yeah, but they got to plan their Google walking routes to make sure there's no bakeries on it.
How do you like this card?
I like if we're going to see
Shaken, not stirred.
Yeah, I like if we're going to see Khabib
No, I don't want
again.
to see any
That's
shakeups.
great.
Let's just keep it as is.
Carvalho versus Esparza is a great fight. Seeing Condit come back is fantastic. I'm really excited about
Yeah,
that.
I like Gokhan Sakai against Roundtree.
Fucking, did you see Roundtree's picture from 7 years ago?
Yeah.
Gives me hope, man. Did you see it? It was his sophomore year in college.
Yeah.
He was like 360 pounds.
Hey.
Now he looks like he's carved out of wood.
Exactly.
Looking like Czech Congo.
That's why he can kick people into next week.
Yeah. But you gotta devote yourself, Joey.
Oh, I'm not doing it. I'm really happy for him, but I mean that's why he kicks so goddamn hard because he used to lug around a lot more weight.
Yeah. And he thinks about all the people who used to call him fat.
UFC 218 now has a new main event. We talked about this last week. Who could it be? Who could it be? Who could it be? Jose Aldo
Jumping in
raised
there.
his hand, got his shot against Max Holloway. So this would be Jose Aldo against Max Holloway 2.
Which was kind of surprising,
Yeah.
as we thought that Jose Aldo might be hurt, but
Yeah, and I thought maybe Cub Swanson would get that shot.
Cub's pissed about it.
I'm sure he is.
He already came out on Twitter talking about it, saying that the UFC must have something against him to not give him the fight.
You already have a
No.
main event shot going down in
Yeah.
Fresno in December. Maybe they didn't want to pull
Nobody
away
wants
from
to
you.
fight in Fresno.
Yeah.
Fuck wants to
I
fight
think
in Fresno.
I think this, on the other hand, I think this is the shut Jose Aldo up. I think this is Dana White. Once he loses, he's gonna go, okay, now you're done.
Now you're done.
You don't get
Now
the title shots. You
Yeah.
just get whatever we give
Yeah.
you.
face the
Okay.
music.
You know, because again,
Do you think
when McGregor beat him, everybody's like, "Oh my God, he was no man. He was on his way down." And then this last fight, and you're gonna see it in this fight. I'm gonna tell you right now, this is gonna end at least by the second.
So yeah, people are already picking Max Holloway to do the exact same thing again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Max Holloway's definitely stepped his game up and is definitely a game fighter.
'cause
I don't know if Jose Aldo's on his way out. I think there's a lot of interesting fights for him, and I still think he wins a lot of fights. I just
Right.
don't think he's going to look as dominant
Right.
as he once did.
And I don't think he's
agree
as
with that.
mentally strong
Yeah.
as he was before. I think he even questions himself.
When you get
No,
caught
I mean,
that
you-
quickly by Conor, you got to start questioning.
Not only
some
that, but
things.
he was talking about he wanted to leave to go to boxing. He wanted to leave to go play soccer. He wanted, he wants.
Yeah, he got in his own. Well, his head left the game.
Yeah, his
he
head
gets
left-
caught
yeah.
by Conor McGregor.
Yeah, and if you've learned anything from GSP and what he's done is GSP held steady the
Yep.
whole time.
Yep.
Even before he left, he goes, "I might come in and fight a little bit heavier."
Yeah.
And he came back. He fought. You know what I mean? He stayed steady. Dana's the one that's been all over the road with GSP's career.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Bellator assigned yet another professional wrestler. This time with professional wrestling fans might know him as Jack Swagger. This is his real name is Jake Hager.
Okay.
He is a Oklahoma State State University wrestler. So he does have some actual wrestling chops. How do you feel about Bellator making these moves?
Well, picking up Bobby Lashley was cool. Obviously, seeing Brock Lesnar come out of the WWE was an awesome spectacle. The question is, What does he bring to the table? If he's got some wrestling credentials from college, what are they like?
All-American.
Okay.
Set the school record for most pins at 285 in a single season. University of Oklahoma, not Oklahoma State.
Okay.
So, I mean, he does have...
We'll see what he can do. Give him a year to train and see if he can...
he has reached a multi-fight
knocks him
year.
out.
Be interesting.
Yeah.
Do you think he is an alternate for the Bellator Heavyweight Grand Prix?
That would be smart.
Even though he is
really
0-0
smart
in MMA.
I know that Rory wants to be an alternate.
Yeah, because we have half light heavyweights on one
Why not?
guard and half heavyweights.
not?
Who I found out Rampage Jackson didn't know he was going to be in the Grand Prix until he signed his contract. And they're like, by the way, your first fight's in the Grand Prix. And he's like,
What? Yeah, but at least he's got experience.
Yeah, true.
Unlike this guy who's, like you said, it's 0-0. It'd be a little too soon to throw him into the Shark Tank.
Throw him in the Shark Tank, yeah.
I say give him a year to train and then see what he can do.
All right. Mark Coleman recently tweeted this picture and tweet. Says, got beat up, lumped up, put to sleep, and cut up. I know who did it, and I need a little help. Who's in? Team Hammer. Apparently, like, everyone at first freaked out when they saw this picture, thinking Mark Coleman got beat up on the street somewhere.
Right.
And was asking, like, I'm down, I'll help you, let's go do this.
Bunch of idiots. bunch of couch warriors.
Yeah, but like, I got this, I got Mark Coleman.
I'm going to go get Mark Coleman's back.
Yeah, I got Mark Coleman's back, even though Mark Coleman couldn't handle whatever happened to him. Come to find out, he is having surgery.
Yeah.
This is a pre-surgery pick. So I guess speedy recovery to Mark Coleman?
I'm sure he's fine if he's already tweeting.
Yeah.
He's good.
It's a big-ass lump on his head,
That is
though.
a big lump on his head. For the last I heard, he was having hip surgery, so I don't know where this comes from.
He started fighting back.
Or what surgery this is for.
He rolled out of bed.
I don't know what this is all for. Yeah, I don't know. And last week, there was some interesting news that was released. And we've talked about these kind of things before. Former UFC champion, former UFC competitor, Brad Kohler, has decided to promote a fight, and the promotion is called Gender Wars. This is going down January 12th.
No, it's not.
Live in Russia.
Nope. In Russia?
In
It's
Russia.
going to happen.
Oh, then it's
Live,
happening.
live in
It's
Russia.
happening.
It gets better.
It gets better. Wait till you get all the details here. And we are going to have a man versus a woman in MMA.
Now, some people are confusing the guy who's promoting this fight as the man who's
He's
actually
going to fight.
fighting
Yeah,
this
people
fight.
think that because Brad Kohler.
This is your local trailer park, bro. I don't know.
If you don't know who Brad Kohler is, Brad Kohler was from probably most known for
Is it gonna
UFC
be like the Keystone
22.
main event?
He looks like this. This is Brad Kohler right here.
Someday.
From UFC 22, he is known for having one of the best knockouts in the UFC, hands
Jesus
down.
Christ.
I will give him that. But obviously,
He was not on anything when that picture was taken either.
no, this is definitely pre-USADA. This is the most pre-USADA you can get before USADA. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, this is Jesus.
This is when there was like Uber Ream. Yeah.
This is way before Uber.
He took something literally before he walked out of the cage that night.
He's decided to have this event. Like I said, it's called Gender Wars. They are boasting that there will be no cage,
No rules.
no rules, backyard rules,
And no one to hear you
audience,
scream.
no athletic commission, no. This will be live on pay-per-view for $9.95.
So you could pay $10 and watch somebody die.
He called into My MMA News Radio and tried to explain or justify this match, saying that we're going to take, we're still looking for competitors, but we're going to offer $1 million to the winner of this bout. It's going to be
Bullshit.
It's going to be in a warehouse in
That's
Russia
bullshit.
in January. We're looking for the hottest, toughest, and then he reiterated, said, never mind, not necessarily the hottest, but definitely the toughest housewife that has maybe some training, but doesn't have to.
Are they just checking like current police records of like domestic violence calls that came
You
in?
can send your application. You ask you answer a 10 question questionnaire and send a video to why you should be on this show.
Oh, yeah. And you should see some of the videos he's already
to
got.
his Yahoo
Freaking
account,
crazy.
to his personal Yahoo account.
That's terrible.
And then they're going to have against a guy who might be a low-level karate guy. We don't know. We're going to go to Europe to find him. How is this a good idea? Does anybody think this is actually going to happen?
No, I don't think it's going to happen. But I'm gonna watch it. I'm
mean-
hoping that there's going to be like a bear fight on there somewhere too.
No. Instead, we're going to have Travis Wolf against Wes Sims.
Yeah, saw that.
As the co-main event. They're also promoting that Mark Coleman, hopefully your surgery goes well, will be cornering one of these gentlemen.
How if you're
In
Travis?
hopes that will draw people to watch the fight,
If you're Travis or Wes, how do you in your head go, yeah, I'd like to sign on to be the undercard for that?
right? Not only that, but it's no rules. They're saying that he said that the men's fights, the Wolf against Sims is going to be UFC 1 style rules. We're gonna say
So,
no
fish hooking, no eye gouging.
no headbutts, but pretty much you can do whatever else you want. We'll figure it out. And then for the mixed gender match, it's gonna be mixed rules where the woman is allowed to strike.
Mixed gender?
Mixed gender, yeah.
That's not transgender? No, that's the next fight.
And it might be the next fight. They actually talk about that on the air.
And then they scoffed at me about the midgets.
Yeah. Little people.
It's not PC, man.
Neither is this fucking fight.
Hey, this is about as equal as you can get these days,
So
man.
no, because the woman is going to have any rules that she wants. She can use strikes where the guy is only going to be able to use grappling. They're doing mixed rules for depending on what gender you are.
That's not fair.
And they should duct tape like his left hand to
No,
his
it's
leg.
discrimination.
I
He should only be allowed to throw.
She was thinking about the last time
Superman
he fought a woman.
punches.
He's like,
when he
"Eh,
went on the air,
just
I mean,
even.
this is also,
Just to be
this
even.
is also coming from a guy who has 4 Twitter accounts because he can't remember the logins to them. That's not a lie. Look that up. I don't know where he comes up with this idea and thinks it's going to make a bunch of money.
Dodge is, and then the whole time I'm reading on there, I'm trying to be like the you know what I mean? I'm trying to be the stupid one, and Dodge is like, "What the fuck? What's this? What happened with martial arts? Where's
Well, no,
the
because
respect?
they
What's
said-
going on here?"
This is what martial arts is about. It's about testing yourself. And I'm like,
That's not a test.
no,
It's a
that's
bad
not what
test.
this is about. Not only that, then they said, he started off this whole big interview saying about how we want to give something back to, some of these original UFC guys don't have a lot of money. They still want to compete. They want to stay relevant. So we're going to try to get some veterans to have some fights too soon. So I'm thinking, we're going to have the Legends League that we've been talking about for 2 years now?
Yeah.
What'd you say? Give them their $1 million and let's be done with
Yeah,
it.
seriously, I said, so if you have $1 million, why don't you give it to Mark Coleman and have him fight somebody after surgery and recovers, of course, and just give them the $1 million. These are the guys that are asking for it.
No, because we need Mother Russia to come fight somebody.
Jesus.
That's going to be her name, too. She's
Mother
gonna,
Russia.
she's going to walk in.
I just don't if you're trying to start an organization that we're going to start a Legends organization. He goes like, I got Phil Baroni calling me all the time. He wants to fight too. He doesn't want to fight a woman. He just wants money. He just wants to fight.
Right.
So why don't you start the Legends organization and just get rid of the bullshit? And they said, it's because we want people to pay attention. So they'll pay attention to this, and then maybe they'll be interested in the other.
So it's like,
Just
hey,
go- they're
everybody,
getting attention,
check out the
obviously.
train wreck. Check out the train wreck.
Yeah.
And then a real fight.
Yeah, check out the train wreck. Check out the train wreck. We're also selling ice cream sandwiches over here if you'd like to look at that.
Ice
While these
cream
people are getting
sandwiches!
murdered. I don't understand any of this thing at all.
Nope. I agree.
The MMA community is basically on Reddit, on Sherdog, on the Underground, pretty much everywhere I could find on YouTube is basically saying how bad is this and how bad it is.
Well, if it happens, it's going to be terrible. But I guess grappling makes it not as bad. But that doesn't make it fair.
I gotta do also,
Look, if you're going to fucking do this, then let them punch each other.
I also like they
Don't be
justify-
half-assed stupid,
they
be all the way
justify it and
stupid.
say, well, we have men train with women too in the gym and
Whatever. Look-
these things have happened in Brazil before, so why don't we just let it happen now?
Don't fucking get halfway in the water. Just do it. Don't come out and say that you're going to have a guy fight a woman and then be like, but...
How many sales?
I think it does like
Over, under, 100.
I think it does tens of pay-per-views.
I'm going to buy it.
And half a ice cream sandwich.
I'm going to buy it.
sandwich.
If this
over, under
actually
100.
happens, I'm going to buy over 100. I'd say 1,000. I'd say 1,000.
You're saying 1,000?
Yeah. I don't think it happens either, but I say 1,000. Eh.
Would you wear a gender wars hat
Nope.
if it does happen?
That sends weird signals, man. Is this open?
Yeah.
No.
Every time we get them. So
Every
anyway,
time.
but you always take care of that.
But I mean, look at this poster. Doesn't that just entice you to buy it?
I want to watch the Two Shadows fight.
That's all we have right now. That's Moving on to some more news. Fabricio Werdum is in a little bit of trouble with some Colby Covington.
I need the Mad Max Beyond the Thunderdome kid.
Oh, dude, I should have got that.
That
Dang.
little butt with the
The kid with the big
hairdo.
bushy hair? Yeah. Man, so Colby Covington is in Australia, and Fabricio Werdum obviously has a fight this weekend in Australia. There was some weird situation going on where they got into it on the street. From what I've been able to gather, Colby Covington basically said Oh, here goes another one of them filthy animals. As Verdum was walking by, Verdum decided to confront him, threw a punch.
Right, he did punch him.
And then Colby tried to kick him. They started to separate, and Fabricio Verdum would just walk out of a gift shop, apparently, tried to throw a fucking boomerang.
What?
And
See,
actually
I
threw a...
believe when I first seen it, I thought people were trolling. I thought like it was a pastry or something because he was holding it in paper or something.
It was in a plastic bag.
So I thought like it was like a eclair or a bagel or something. And when they said boomerang, I thought, well,
it's a joke. It's a joke.
They're in
Yeah.
Australia.
No,
it's a joke.
He threw an actual fucking boomerang still in the package at Colby Covington, who hit him in the face.
Yeah, and then did you see the news?
Yeah, so the news, he's been arrested, or he's going to have to go see somebody in
and
court.
And they said it with a straight face. They never mentioned their names. They're like, a 39-year-old man.
A man will face court after he allegedly assaulted a man with a boomerang yesterday. About 1:30, a 40-year-old man and a 29-year-old man became involved in an altercation outside a hotel.
It was a dingo.
In Sydney. The incident escalated when the 40-year-old man allegedly threw a bag containing a boomerang at the other man and hit him in the neck.
That's because your weapons automatically change based on the region that you're at. Like if they would have been in China, then he would have got hit with a ninja star. He's fucking lucky.
Yeah, because I mean that's what I guess Fabricio would have done.
And then he was ran over by a cow load of people.
Following inquiries, the 40-year-old man
You
was
just haven't
issued
seen
a
him. That's what the
field
problem
court
is.
attendance notice for common assault. He's expected to appear down in
Table
Central
salt?
Local Wednesday
Table salt.
in December.
Common
So
salt.
after Verdum leaves Australia, he has to come
Sea
back in
salt.
December for his court date.
He should be lucky because Australia just doesn't let people go and come as they please.
No. Especially if you have 2 dogs.
Yeah.
You got to sneak him in.
Verdum says that, you know, he knocked the cell phone out of Covington's hand and he responded to the kick. He said he never talked about throwing the boomerang. He also says there's no way I punched him because if I punched him, he'd be knocked out or dead.
No, that's not true. I got a lot of video of people you've punched that are not knocked out or
that are in fact not dead.
There's tons of video we're doing.
I just love that he had a souvenir boomerang in his hand because it was still in a bag.
It was still in the bag. Threw the whole thing with the bag.
Yeah,
I want to know if it came back.
Yeah.
It was supposed to.
Oh, yeah, it did.
Oh,
It hit
somebody's
him in the
gotta do
face
that.
and dropped, and then instead, you see Verdum walk over,
And pick it
pick
back
up his
up.
boomerang and his bag, and start walking off.
Did he take it back and go, this is defective? It didn't come back to me.
Colby Covington basically was Instagramming after he got hit, yelling at Verdum, yeah, why don't you hit me again? He's looking over his shoulder and running away.
And he used a homophobic slur.
Like, dropped the F-bomb again.
Like, you weren't in enough trouble already? I like that graphic, by the way. Yeah, he started dropping the F-bomb.
Colby Covington, man, I don't know. And what about Verdum? Verdum's going crazy. He's attacking Tony Ferguson at a press conference. He's attacking Colby Covington on the street.
CTE.
Why is he trying to beat up little kids, man? I don't understand this.
And then I like how he does an interview and is like, I don't want to talk about it, but I just would like to say that, you know, people like Conor McGregor have just disrespected the sport, and now that, you know, they're making it a spectacle, and, you know, we need to have respect back. Bro, you just threw a fucking boomerang at somebody. You attacked a lightweight at a press conference.
I'm down for the boomerang wars, man. Can we have boomerangs at the gender wars when it happens? Because there's no rules.
No, it's in Russia. You got to have something that's Russian.
What, fuck, Stoli?
curling irons?
Curling irons?
Is there a Russian weapon that's like signature to Russia? A sickle? We're gonna do one's got a hammer, one's got a sickle.
Then somebody dies.
I don't know.
That's for you, man.
All my love. All my kisses.
Little more information has come out about the Conor McGregor Mark Goddard situation showdown that happened at the last event that we had talked about last week. Conor McGregor released this statement along with on his Instagram profile. Look how happy he looks. He says that, let's see if we can bring up the whole thing here. He issued an apology. He said he would like to sincerely apologize. Let's see if I can find it here again.
Nope. Can't find it at all.
As the guy,
It's gone now.
the guy who handles Conor McGregor's Twitter account. Would like
Here we
to
go. I sincerely apologize for my behavior last weekend's fight event in Dublin. While trying to support a local teammate and friend, I let my emotions get the best of me and acted out of line.
Before the fight was even really over.
As a multiple weight UFC champion, executive producer, role model, and public figure, I must hold myself to a higher standard. The referee, Mark Goddard, was making a horrendous decision in trying to pick up an unconscious fighter off of the floor and force him to fight and continue into the second round, even against the wishes of the said fighter's coach. The fight was over. After witnessing my fighter in a fight where the worst happened and the opponent passed away from injuries on the night,
Hey,
I thought
the
the
spin
worst...
guy who brought that up kudos to you for bringing that back.
I
up.
thought the worst was about to happen again, and I lost it and overreacted. I am sorry to everyone. I apologize to the director of Mohegan Tribe Department of Athletic Regulation, Mike Mazzelli, all the officials and staff working the event, and Andy Ryan and his fighter John, two staunch ones who put up a great fight every time. That side will always have my respect. And lastly, every one of my fan, I love you all. I always learn from my mistakes, and this will be no different. Nowhere in here,
do
by the way,
not
did he
learn
apologize to Mark Goddard.
No. And who called this a shit sandwich?
Yeah.
So when you have your apologies at the top and bottom, but your excuses in the middle, that's a shit sandwich.
Yeah. Mark Goddard went on his Facebook and released this pretty big.
You're not going to read that.
No, his whole statement where he basically says.
Cut him off!
The fight between Charlie Ward and John Miranda when it was happening, he says, as per usual, there is an assumption and conjecture to allow me to clear up the facts. First round was progressing well, no incidents. I heard the 10-second warning bell. I saw that Charlie Ward connected with the left head that slumped John Redmond to his knees. At this point, I cannot make my determination whether John was either out or not. He's like, basically, he stepped in with a minute or with a second left and stopped the fight. He thought the bell was being round. When he went to the corner and he heard that he had stopped it before the bell, he was going to render his decision, that he was unable to render his decision because Conor McGregor decided to jump over, who had been standing the entire time, the cage, and rush over.
And Dana White came out and said, he didn't say anything, but there was a clip of Dana White where somebody touched a referee before and was instantly dismissed from the UFC.
Yes.
And so now we got Conor McGregor getting a fucking free pass because he's Conor McGregor.
Yeah,
Except
but we have Nick Diaz, who was involved in a all-out melee as a UFC fighter in another thing, and he never even got in trouble for any part of it.
He was in
He was in Vegas,
You mean
and he never jumped in.
because Nick was in that brawl. Nate and Nick were both in that brawl. You're talking about the one that was in Strikeforce,
Right.
Yeah.
But they didn't get in the cage. Oh wait, you're talking about
It
the
all
one with
happened
Jake
in the
Shields.
cage. Right.
I thought you were
Jake
talking about
Shields.
the one in Vegas where it was outside the cage
Yeah,
at the
no,
Strikeforce
no.
event. But they didn't touch a ref.
True.
They touched everybody, that whole big pile of people.
So basically, he said that what he feels is that happened is, again, he was going to make his decision on whether the fight should be called. Conor McGregor jumped into. He says, I was at no point trying to pull the guy up off the ground. I was checking to make sure he was okay. Melee. He's like, I'm the one who's in charge of the cage. Me. So when he jumps into the cage, I'm just trying to tell him, whoa, what are you doing? He's like, I was not trying to pull anybody off.
Yeah, that was for the people who said that he shouldn't have been trying to be security.
Yeah.
But like they say, once you're in there, that's his ring.
Yep.
Everybody who's in that ring is supposed to listen to that guy.
Yeah.
Yep. Not only that, but he says, I went over to go check on the other fighter, and Conor's the one that's stepping all over him and pushing him around while he's still on the ground.
Right.
They should all sue him. I mean, I'm not into suing people, but that guy's got millions and millions of dollars now. Everybody should sue him.
I love the fake
should.
apology that the UFC gave to Bellator and Scott Coker too.
And Bellator, who used that footage to spike their ratings, they had 3 million viewers on just that segment alone. As they were like, "You got to watch tonight's Bellator because Conor McGregor makes his debut."
This really pisses us off.
we talked.
Don't do that again.
We talked about that last week. How it was going to spike up. Like, make sure you watch this tonight because
And it
this is
did,
going to
and
happen.
they used it a lot. Mark Otter says, I do not wish any further action to be taken against any party, in particular Conor McGregor. Ultimately, this is entirely out of my hands. I hope the situation can be reviewed, learn from it, how we can prevent and repeat incidents. Case closed. Let's move on and for the good of the sport.
Put him in a fucking cage when he's
Mike Mazzulli, ABC
in his
president,
own little pin.
says that that from what he was told, the UFC punished Conor McGregor by removing him from the 219 card.
That he was never going to be
He
part
was
of.
going to be a part of that
No, he
card. But
then-
you are no longer a part of that card.
But his
You might not
manager
be a
came
part
out
of.
and was like, "Huh? You're never on that card.
Yeah,
what?
we weren't going to fight till April.
Yeah.
What?
First.
And the next
Something
person...
smells funny."
Something smells funny. The next person that Conor McGregor might fight is rumored to be this man, Oscar De La Hoya. Oscar De La Hoya recently came
Jesus.
out on
Fucking circus, man.
Golden Boy Radio and said that he has been secretly training. I still have it in me. I am faster and stronger than ever. I can take out Conor McGregor in 2 rounds.
2 rounds.
I'll come back for that. 2 rounds. One more fight. I'm calling him out. 2 rounds. That's all I'm saying. You heard it here first. 2 rounds.
And then Conor's going to do like, I can finish that fight in 1 round.
Oscar De La Hoya.
Fight that fight, Conor.
Hey, it was pretty
I
close
can finish
with
it in
Mayweather.
0 rounds because I will not pay for that shit.
Oscar De La Hoya couldn't take out a pizza right now, so I ain't worried about it.
Oh, but he'll take out this boxing can, I guarantee it.
So, how do you feel about this?
But De La Hoya, no.
No? Against it?
Yes. Come back and defend a fucking belt. Please, for the love of God, Conor, defend
Obviously,
a belt.
my thing is De La Hoya was like, man, they made a lot of fucking money over there. I mean, they didn't break all the records they said they were going to break, but it's more money than I've been making right now.
a lot of
so
goddamn money.
That's what I
Just
can
take
get in
the
there and
belt
do.
from him. Just take the belt.
Just 'cause that's my problem with Conor McGregor is that this kind of shit's going to go on. And what happens if he doesn't defend a belt? And his legacy is going to be that he never defended his championships ever. All the belts that he got, he's going to claim to be the greatest of all time because nobody ever beat him.
Yeah,
Well,
but
he never-
everybody, look how much money he's got. Look how much money he got. So then, like, Bill Gates is the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? Warren Buffett, the GOAT.
between Bill Gates and what's the guy from Amazon?
Bezos.
Bezos. Those two motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Those two motherfuckers.
Bellator is at it again with a brand new bobblehead.
I'm excited for this one. I want this one.
Kimbo Slice.
Yeah, I want this.
Getting his own bobblehead.
And this is happening in California.
This is going down in the Forum in LA, right?
Yep.
So, did you want this bobblehead?
I want
one
this
actually looks
bobblehead.
legit.
Yeah.
Except the only thing that's missing, where's the chest hair? Where's the weird chest hair?
In his beard.
Like, it's in like an arrow or like just this pec or, you know what I mean? Like, you always do things.
It would have messed up the gold chain, man. It's too much.
Nah, throw it on there. At least draw it on.
You can when you get it.
Can't
I
we
will.
get it?
Just go dot 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 with a Sharpie.
No, man, I can get my professional fighter.
Our FX guy.
Yeah, FX guy, Kyle. He's going to take
Yeah,
care
and
of
then
that.
have him put Dad F5000 on it with a line through it.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's just not right.
Wah, wah.
So, how do you feel about Bellator releasing all these bobbleheads?
I
Do
think
you
it's
like
cool.
this?
I think it's cool.
Yeah, it's
As a
neat,
fight
man.
fan?
It's nice.
Yeah.
But if they're doing,
I think it should come with a hard ass stick of gum.
And a little card
Yeah.
about the fighter?
I think. But here's the thing. My question is, they did Fedor,
Yep.
and they did
Hoist. They did Randy.
They did Randy.
Now they
but
got
none
Kimbo.
but none of them are dead. So is the family getting anything from this?
I'm sure they are.
Because that's all I want to know, really.
they
Who's next
I
on
would
the
like-
Bellator roster? For
Dad
bobblehead?
at 5,000.
Nah, I don't think he
No.
will.
No, you're right. That won't happen.
Wand?
No, I thought we were talking about this. It's going to be Chuck.
Chuck will have one? I think Chuck, Tito, and Wandel each have one.
They signed Chuck just to make a bobblehead.
I think
They don't have enough plastic to make a Tito bobblehead.
it's just going to be a head.
It's not no bobble.
It's just a head on a spring.
Looks just like him. It's uncanny.
Like one of those big Easter Island statues.
The only thing I think I'm disappointed about is that you can't buy these. Why can't they put them on the store?
You can buy them on eBay.
Yeah, for like $200.
Yeah, that.
Not that. Nope. Ultimate Fighter 27 open casting call is scheduled for December 12th, Tuesday in Las Vegas. So if you are a 145 pound, 155 pound, or 170 pound male from 21 to 34, and you have an undefeated record.
And we just happened to interview two guys like that from Iowa.
I'm 38, but I'm undefeated. All right.
This is going to be called Ultimate Fighter Battle for the Undefeated.
I like
or Battle
it.
of the Undefeated.
classes?
Yeah, I haven't seen that weight class since high school either. So it's kind of a problem.
What do you think about this idea, the Battle of the Undefeated? I think it's either going to go really good or really fucking bad.
It's going to be bad.
Because you have guys that are going to be actually legit undefeated, and you have guys who are like, yeah, I had 3 fights against so-and-so and so-and-so.
Well,
I'm
we've also
undefeated.
something that we found too. I don't remember if it was the first tournament style that we did or what, but we found when they brought in guys. I can't remember the exact format. It was a tournament format. Remember they had the guy from Alaska, and they had all these guys, and they were all
Championship format.
The
Yeah,
championship
that was
format. Yeah, there was the belts.
Demetrius
It
Johnson,
was all
yeah.
the belts. All these guys
Battle
had
of Champions.
The idea is very similar.
great.
You know, the idea is very similar, but what
Yeah,
we
and that
found
was a great season.
It was, except for what we found was that if you were the champion of Alaska, your skill set wasn't quite at the same level as the champion of like.
Titan.
Yeah,
or
exactly.
Yeah, but
Shuto.
maybe that's what this is trying to do.
Yeah.
Maybe this is trying to, all these people are like, oh yeah, but you guys over there, you guys don't go hard like we go hard, and it's like,
Yeah,
okay,
you can prove it.
Yeah, and so like you say, in the first 2 weeks, everybody's be like, yeah, if you're from the Midwest, you really need to come out to the East or West Coast before you start beating your chest about your record.
Like I said, Ultimate Fighter Battle of the Undefeated, someone's O must go. Like, should be like that.
Everyone's O goes.
Everyone's O goes. Well, no, somebody's O won't go.
That's like prison rules right there.
One guy's O. One guy's O is gonna keep it because he's undefeated through the whole
Everybody's
tournament.
O's just get bigger.
But because these are technically exhibition bouts, do their O's really go?
Technically, they do not.
But
No
would
way.
feel
You
like
could
they're
say you're
Ogos?
undefeated. I would be like, no, bro.
Only if they get
Let's go to
finished.
the video.
Only if they get finished.
Yeah.
Let's check out the video because I see your Ogo, and it really went.
It was a blowout. Woo, man.
So going into the event that happened this past week, UFC
Fight Night 120?
Was it 119?
120.
120.
This is 121 tomorrow night.
That's correct.
Or
yeah.
today. It's on Australia.
Joey is on it, dude.
know.
Have you been taking Alpha Brain?
This shit don't work.
Do I,
I
look,
know.
Do I look taller?
I know.
Hey, God, for that money back
I
guarantee,
take
I'll
Alpha
tell you
Brain to
that.
get taller.
I heard
Did you do it? Did
Yeah.
you do the money back?
Oh yeah, hell yeah, I did.
Look at the big brain on Brad.
But I mean, I did like. I heard the Shroom Tech actually works really,
Yeah, a
really
lot of
well.
people said Shroom Tech.
Yeah.
Taking some shrooms.
And again,
Tech.
all three of these work. All three. This right here is a little bit much. You've got to add a little of your own flavor, but everything else is good.
I'm telling you, hard for 8 hours.
So you want to jump on the prelims there?
He loved it.
No, because I can't see it.
Oh, that's right. It's super tiny, and I gotta make things.
I think it says Carl Robinson.
Carl
Here,
Robinson.
it is way too small. Make it bigger.
Oh, yeah. That's about the same size of it.
Let's see if we can get this.
Yeah, there we go. Carl Robertson. He takes on Darren Stewart. He wins in the very first round at 341. Jake Collier up against Marcel Fortuna gets a unanimous decision in favor of Jake. Sean Strickland gets a unanimous decision over Big Hand Court McGee. What
Where
a
does
bummer.
Court McGee go?
Home.
Home,
Yeah.
done.
Yeah.
Bellator,
Yeah, maybe.
PFL.
Nina Ansaroff gets
can't afford him.
They can't afford him. Gets a unanimous decision over Angela Hill. Another
Oh, man.
decision in favor of Super Sage Northcutt over Michael Quiones.
Who will be playing Dolph Lundgren's son?
He did get that part? Oh.
It's just a Photoshop. It's great.
I like Sage looked good in this fight. I was kind of bummed out that he couldn't get the finish, to be honest with you. And then
Especially against a guy that they pretty much set up for him.
right, exactly. Makes me wonder about his power. Tatiana Suarez gets a unanimous decision over Vivian Pereira, and a split decision in favor of Marlo Moraes over John Dodson.
How do you feel about that?
I think a lot of people thought that John Dodson did enough,
enough?
but apparently not the judges.
Yeah.
Dennis?
Yeah, I'm with I think Moraes did more.
Did more, a little more, okay? So it was okay?
Yeah.
Jumping onto your main card here on Fox Sports 1, fucking Clay Guida just showing up out of nowhere and
Can you be
fucking up
happy
everything.
and upset?
Clay
That's what I
Guida,
was.
who
I was
says-
happy and upset.
At the end of his post-fight speech, says that was his last fight in the UFC under
He said
contract.
that like 3 times.
No.
Oh, okay.
That was his last contracted fight under the UFC. However, he does not want to stop fighting
In the UFC.
In the UFC. He would like to continue to fight in the UFC. He wants to retire in the UFC. He only wants his career to be in the UFC after this. And he does not want that to be his last fight. He's asking for the UFC and the fans to allow him to continue to fight.
With that being said, he's going to Bellator.
We'll see. Would you like to continue to see Clay Guida fight?
If he can do what he did against
To get
Lausanne,
out, man.
I
He
think-
looked like a new fighter.
He did. He looked like a completely new fighter, but he looked like somebody who wanted to make an impression so he could get
Yeah.
re-signed by the UFC.
yeah, and he's looking at the ref. He's like, "How many hammer fists do I have to hammer fist
Yeah.
before you call this fight?"
I was waiting
How many
for
hammer
Joe to
fists
do
you have?
something
Hammer fist, hammer fist?
I was waiting for Joe to try to like throw in a slick submission, but it was just a beating.
No.
Just a
He got
barrage.
caught.
Just
He
a
got
barrage, man.
Rafael Sunsao gets a KO win over Matthew Lopez in the third round.
UDA.
And Cesar Ferreira beats Nate Marquardt with a split decision.
I think he won that fight, too. I was rooting for Nate Marquardt in that fight, but he just didn't seem to pull
How
it
long was he
together.
off? He was off for a while.
Yeah, for
Maybe
a
some
little
ring
bit of
rust.
Yeah, I think it's only was close because of his name.
Yeah.
And somebody who got a huge win, being back in the octagon, Andre Arlovsky over Tomato Can Junior Albini.
That is also known as Baby.
Right.
Did you see his Reebok fucking diaper that he was wearing?
Right. Do you understand why it's a diaper?
Because of how big his legs are? And
no,
They don't fit through the hole?
Because he's a baby. That's the whole joke. He's like I seen the interview with him this week. He's like, me and my trainer, we've been sending each other the memes. You know, whoever has the best meme gets to buy, or I have to buy him dinner. And he's like, he sent some good ones. He goes, people don't understand why I did what I did. He goes, and so they're trying to make fun of me. He's all, but I'm a big baby. And he goes, and that's why I had it done like a diaper.
And he tries to throw elbows from 6 feet away.
Yeah. Andre Arlovsky, man, I mean, look good
Yeah,
against the can.
Yeah, against the can. And that's exactly
is he
it.
really a can? He made 3 rounds with Andre Arlovsky.
It's Andre Glass Jarlovsky.
Yeah, but I mean, that kid used to be 380 pounds.
It's like when two people are really bad and they fight each other, they might look good because of how bad they both are.
One of them's
And I love Arlovsky.
And the trainer was also talking about they kept bringing him in, and then he would be like right at like 270 or something, and then he's like, "Go run some more." He's like, "No, that's good. I I'm gonna be 265. They're like, you don't want to be any. Come on, let's be. You're fighting Arlovsky. He's like, no, I'm allowed 265.
I'm gonna have every goddamn ounce of that.
And his legs, dude, his legs were ginormous.
That's a guy who could definitely drop down. I don't know if he could go down to 205, but he could
Lose
cut.
weight?
He could cut quite a bit.
Yeah, he's was he 26, right?
Yeah.
That's a big dude.
He is a big man.
Matt the Immortal Brown gets a huge KO over Diego Sanchez. Just turned him the fuck off.
I gotta believe that's called it's now known as the motherfucking elbow, right?
Motherfucking
Is
elbow.
that an illegal elbow though?
No.
Even
No.
though it's not his fault.
Nope. You turned into it.
Okay.
He turned into it. It was a legal elbow.
It was behind the ear, but it was legal because it wasn't. It obviously was not intentional.
Right.
Not only that, but
right.
it wasn't a 12-6 either.
True.
No, but just because it was behind the ear.
You're allowed to punch behind the ear.
Oh, can you?
You just can't punch the direct to the back of the head, and you can't use a 12-6 elbow.
Okay.
Yeah, they even got rid of the Mohawk rule.
Yep.
Okay, I thought anything behind the ear and below the what you consider the dropping of the
crown?
Well, there was
crown.
the headphone rule, then there was the Mohawk rule,
Yeah,
then
it
there was
used
the
to be
headphone
this
rule again.
way, and then it was this way, and
Now
I
it's like the Mongolian haircut rule.
it's just here.
It's just there.
But yeah, it's either the Hellbow or the motherfucking elbow.
He can't have the elbow.
Can't have the Hellbow?
No, that's Kenny Florian has
All
elbows.
right. Well, then I'll give him the motherfucking elbow.
That's the motherfucking elbow.
Catches his foot, pushes him against the cage. I tried to get a gift for us. It wasn't working.
Mafelbo.
And fucking just, oh my god, turned him inside out and
Mafelbo
turned around and looked up like, what the fuck was that?
That's called vertigo.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus.
When you can't tell which way is up anymore, yeah, he turned him off.
And Matt Brown then pulls in his kids and said he's not ready to retire.
Really?
Well, because he just came off of what a 4-fight skid, and then he's like, and then I won.
And then I knocked out Diego Sanchez. And Dustin Poirier gets a win over Anthony Pettis. Anthony Pettis popped a rib.
It looked like he almost had him in a twister at first.
It looks, yeah.
Like, because he had the body lock and he started twisting the top of him. I thought that's what happened at
Well,
first.
at
And
that
then
point,
once I
he's
watched-
4 quarts low.
Yeah, that was a bloody fight for sure.
Yeah. Like when Poirier's like, I could smell it, I
Yeah.
could taste it. It was.
My favorite part was we were watching it. At the restaurant at the bar, and you see the cut happen, and everyone's like, "Oh, it's done." I'm like, "No, just fucking pack Vaseline, and he's good."
Yeah.
They're like, "What?" I'm like, "Watch." And just,
Yeah.
yep,
Little
here's
body
good.
putty, little
good.
bondo.
Get back out there.
I got there.
He's good.
And then
Dustin Poirier, where does he go from here?
I don't know. I mean, that's
I mean, definitely right.
yeah. It's just a shitty way to win. It's very anticlimactic for such a good fight. Such a good fight.
He
And
was
then
winning
pops
that
a rib.
fight anyway. I mean, it's
He
not like
was, but it's like I said, it's just anticlimactic.
Okay, without all that blood, do you think some of those holds are a little bit different? Because that blood actually lubricated and made.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, yeah. But some of those holds were in and locked where they should be, but it was just so.
Well,
There was so much fluid, dude.
so wet.
So wet.
so wet.
It was
on wet.
moist. It was moist.
So wet.
They should have been fighting on towels.
So we're done with that.
We're not gonna touch that.
I'm not touching it.
As a rule, no, we are not.
I'm just.
No.
Moving on from there.
I'm just
over
saying,
to,
if you can drive in mud.
baby, I got towels.
This is. I'm so confused on when this fight is happening.
I don't know what we're looking
Yesterday.
at right
Technically, right?
now. What do we want? What is this?
This is Bellator 188, Lahat versus Labino.
Israel.
Israel yesterday, which is going to be live today.
Oh, okay. Bellator doing a lot of tape delay stuff.
Yeah, and I really wish they would stop doing that.
So did it happen this morning then?
Maybe? I don't know, man. I can't figure it out
It
because
says the 16th.
So what are we
16th?
watching here?
It says the 16th.
The
but this
16th is
poster
the
says-
16th. That's yesterday.
But it says November 17th.
That's when we get to watch it.
I guess. So yeah, but I don't have full results. I only have like partial results.
I'm not reading that.
So it's happening right now.
Possibly. So how about we just...
Is it yesterday over there right now?
What?
Is it yesterday over there right now?
When is today?
Get in the DeLorean.
Is it now?
When is now?
No matter what, where everybody's
Just
at is
then.
right now.
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 When?
Exactly.
The bleeps.
How about
the
you
creeps,
just
the
read it?
bleeps.
Don't read the result, but just read who's winning.
Who's winning? No. Huh?
Okay, just read the matchups. How about that?
Denise Calotes up against Jessica Middleton. John Salter taking on Jason Radcliffe. Haim Ghazali up against Arsen Fejtovic. And Node Lahat up against Jeremiah Labiano.
You can check that out tonight at 9 o'clock, right?
I'm taking Node and John.
Fuck, it already happened. I don't know.
Haim,
I would
maybe?
put so much money on Node and John right now.
And then tomorrow,
There's no way Lahat's pulling that out.
tomorrow,
He's not going to pull a Node out of Lahat.
another Monster Energy fight series.
pull a rabbit head of Lahat.
Going down at the Homestead Miami Speedway. So this is another NASCAR fight for Bellator.
Man, it's NASCAR.
Are these really working out for him, or
Obviously, they keep doing them, Josh.
I know, but
Hey, if it keeps people from fighting in the stands by guaranteeing
Hey,
them
guess
fights
what? These
later
fights
on.
are not televised because
what do you mean they're not real?
I don't. What are we,
What were you gonna
because
say?
they don't have the rights to them.
Who has the rights to them?
Well, technically PFL had the rights to them,
Had?
but I don't know if they currently do.
Interesting. All right. So where do you watch them online?
Yes.
Okay, so there you go. Matt Waggy taking on Kester Mark in your main event. Johnny Eblin up against Emmanuel Verdier. Thais Souza up against Ashley Samples. And Landon Stewart taking on Rudiel Mora.
So yeah, you can check that out online. I guess like Bellator.com, Spike.com,
That works.
I would assume.
And then we have UFC Fight Night 121 coming at you from Australia, mate. With your main event being Werdum versus
If Werdum makes
Tabura.
bail, right?
If he's not scheduled to go to court until December.
Okay.
Dude,
So he's
don't they
hoping-
have like a weird court in Australia where they all wear robes and wigs and shit?
A kangaroo court,
They're
yeah.
all yelling at each other.
I was waiting for it. I was like, don't let me down, you two. Don't let me down.
Your first fight on Fight Pass is Rashad Coulter taking on Ty Tuivasa. Then Janelle Lassa takes on Eric Shelton. Alex Chambers up against Nadia Kasim. That's
Is
all
that
on
Maryland's
Fight Pass.
son?
Yes.
All right.
Then Damian Brown going up against Frank Camacho. This is on Fox Sports 1. Anthony Hamilton takes on Adam Wezarek something. And then Will Brooks going up against Nick Lentz.
Will Brooks about to go 1-3.
You think so?
Oh, yeah. Go back to Bellator.
Ryan Benoit takes on Ashkin Nope.
Mokatarian.
Sure, Mokatarian.
Arcturian.
And then your main card also on Fox Sports 1 is Alexander Volkanovski taking off Shane Young.
It's like the third or fourth opponent he's had for this bout, right?
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Yeah.
Elias Thorodu taking on Dan Kelly. Jake Matthews going up against Bojan Vekovic. Tim Means coming back and going up against Bilal Muhammad. Beck Rawlings takes on Jesse Rose Clark.
Beck Rawlings, by the way, is saying she absolutely is.
This is at
gonna-
125, right?
This is her first fight back to 125. She says she cannot wait. She feels healthier than she's ever felt because she has not had to cut down to 115.
So is this the first 125 fight?
No,
Who
they've
was
had one before.
Okay.
JoJo and somebody were at
Oh, that's right.
a
Yeah.
while back.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they were like, "Oh, they're gonna start a division? All right, it's gonna happen." And they're like, "No, it's a one-off fight." I bet you're starting a division. No, it's a one-off fight. Hey, by the way, we're starting a
We're
division.
starting a division.
My name's Dana White, and I always tell the truth.
Don't believe his lies. Fabricio Verdum taking on Marcin Tybura in the main event. I kind of wonder what's going to happen with this fight simply because I want to know where.
Colby Covington jumps out of nowhere and slams him in the face.
Or does Fabricio bring the boomerang in? You know, I don't know.
What if he comes in driving a boomerang, like the hot dog truck, but it's a boomerang?
If I was Colby Covington, I'd be in the stands just fucking.
No, he got kicked out of Australia, didn't he?
Colby Covington?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah, he's back here now. They sent his ass back. They were like, get on a fucking plane and leave.
Go. You gotta go.
Look that up.
Stay here.
You're causing
Look that
Look
up.
it up. They sent him back already.
I wanna see this.
Colby Covington on his way back. You can look
I believe it because Australia don't fuck around.
Yeah,
They're like, you're an idiot.
Get out. Get on Johnny Depp's boat with his two dogs and fucking leave. You can't be here.
Colby Covington out of Australia. No.
I saw it on Reddit that they sent his ass back. I'm
How
telling
did you
you.
kicked out of Australia by Colby Covington?
Anyway, yeah, I read that he was already coming back stateside. I'm not going to try to look it up, but that's just what I heard. Anyway, that's it though.
Yep, being sent home early, according to Ariel Helwani. He's being sent home early.
He's credible. Ariel is so credible that he was actually being
He's
kicked out of
incredible.
UFC media because he's so credible.
He's incredible.
Yeah.
I like that somebody put this on Colby Covington's record.
Ready to go to
They
TKO.
updated his Wikipedia so it says he lost to Fabricio Verdum TKO by Boomerang UFC Street Fight Covington versus Verdum.
I love that people
It
are
was a
jumping
total
back.
comeback story.
Like Wiki shut down people being able to edit it for a while. I'm kind of glad they opened it back up now, to be honest with you.
It's probably gone by now.
It probably is. So that's in Australia. I don't know when it's happening. Just check your local listings. We don't know time zones here. We suck at that.
It's happening on real time here.
Real time here, like right now.
Oh, it's gone.
It's gone. Big thanks for listening. Big thanks to our sponsors, MyMMAnews.com. Follow them on Twitter. They do this every day, 24/7. We do it once a week. So for breaking news, MyMMAnews.com, as well as...
But I did hear he's taking the weekend off.
No, he'll still be watching all the fights.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
And tweeting and messaging people.
Dependable Solutions, innovate your business.
Tell
If
Sean
you-
we want an interview.
If you take credit cards and you're
Real
looking for better
interview.
rates, if you want to take credit cards because you don't, then check out Dependable Solutions. And yes, Sean from PFL, we do want a real interview. We would love to ask you some questions.
Even if it's not you, Sean. Even if it's somebody who does have all the information that we want.
Yeah. Reach out, man. Don't just send me gifts on Sunday morning when I'm barely waking up. Reach out to us. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram, SD_MMA, Facebook, Split Decision MMA Podcast, and our website, splitdecisionmma.com. And make sure to follow us on iHeartRadio as well. That wraps it up this time around. Bueller, Dodge, and Dennis from the SinCal Studios saying have a good night. We'll see you at the fights.
Go to the fights in Modesto tomorrow.
War!
Yeah.